In this video, I'm going to break down 7 ways that athletes can improve their ability to become better leaders. One of the most important qualities that athletes, and really anybody, can develop is that of leadership. This is because leaders are not only highly desirable for future coaches, but leaders also tend to set themselves apart when it comes to the pursuit of future professions, whether that be in the corporate world or in the world of entrepreneurship. So the ability to learn how to lead people or a group of people towards a common goal is absolutely a skill that will pay huge dividends for an athlete now, but maybe even bigger dividends for them as they move into the future. So in this video, I'm going to give you 7 ways that any athlete can improve this all-important ability of leadership. Let's get started. I'm going to give you those 7 ways here in just a second, but let's start off by giving you a free gift today because you took time out of your day to stop by the channel. If you're an athlete or a performer of any kind, you could really use a boost in your mental preparation to help you better mentally perform. I want you to get over to trainwithperk.com/free guide. What you're going to find there is a simple guide that contains 3 easy to install steps that include some exercises that will allow any athlete or performer to better mentally prepare for their next big moment. Again, that's trainwithperk.com/free guide. All right, number 1 is to set an example. As a leader or an authority figure, your team is highly likely to follow you down any sort of behavioral path that you choose. And for the good of the team, you need to make sure that this is the right path and that you're behaving in the appropriate manner. If your body language suffers or you start complaining about things that are outside of your control or you're just bringing negativity to the group, that is absolutely something that's going to be contagious and is only going to make it far more likely that the people that you're supposed to lead are going to follow suit. The same goes for practice or training days. If you show up unfocused or without the appropriate level of enthusiasm, it only gives your team that much more of an excuse to take their eyes off the goals of the team. So set a good example. Your team will feed off your attitude and your mindset just based on how you conduct yourself. All right, the second way that any athlete can become a better leader is to increase their awareness. Now, this includes your ability to be self-aware as well as to become more aware of the dynamics of the team around you. Self-awareness is simply the awareness of understanding the impact that you have on not only yourself, but maybe more importantly for the sake of this conversation, the impact that you have on the environment around you. And as a leader, this is something that you always need to be monitoring for and to become more aware of. Awareness of the team dynamics comes from just the time that you spend with your team and how you go about learning about the different personality types that exist on your team, as well as the different motivating factors and what makes your teammates tick. If you increase your awareness of all these things, that's only going to put you as the leader in a better position to handle conflicts and also a better position to pull your team through the inevitable adversity that they're going to face. But you can't do that if you're not aware of what's going on around you or you simply just don't understand. Number 3, don't be afraid to show your passion. Have you ever been willing to follow somebody who didn't really care or wasn't really passionate about the thing that they were doing? I highly doubt it, and your team is no different. I think especially with developing athletes, many times they're hesitant to show their passion because of what their teammates might think of them. They don't want to be that person. And you know what? Maybe that's a bonus point. Maybe a bonus point here today is that leaders don't care what their teammates think of them. They just are who they are. But back to showing passion. And it's not just the passion that you need to show about moving yourself and your team towards victory, but sometimes you need to show passion towards your teammates and just showing them that you actually care about them and their interests and their goals. So passion isn't always about the fist pumping and the hoopla and the camaraderie that goes into building a team. Sometimes it can be just as simple as showing compassion towards a teammate that may be struggling at the time. If you enjoy the video so far, do me a favor, make sure to hit that thumbs up button for me right now. It really goes a long way in supporting the channel. Number 4, bring the energy. There are 2 types of people on teams, energy bringers and energy takers. And I'm here to tell you that there are absolutely professional athletes out there that have been able to make an entire career out of being great locker room people. And a huge part of that is that many of those people they're energy bringers. If you are an energy bringer as a leader, you are also allowed and expected to hold other people accountable, because if you're bringing the energy, you absolutely have a right and responsibility to your team to make sure that everybody else is bringing the right kind of energy as well. Anyone who isn't, or even worse, is being an energy taker, that's an individual on the team that needs to be held accountable and needs to be brought into the loop of what the expectations of the team are. All right, number 5, if you want to be a leader, you need to develop your skills and abilities. There's a reason why the most talented, or one of the most talented individuals on the team, tend to also be the leaders of that team. It's just the nature of sports and really how groups of people form, that the people that are more talented or have a higher level of ability tend to be put in situations where they get at least an opportunity to be a leader. Developing your skills gives you an opportunity for more playing time. And the more playing time that you have, the more opportunity that you're gonna have to showcase all the other things that we've talked about in this video. There's a reason why when you think about who's the leader on the Los Angeles Lakers, probably LeBron James. When you think about the LA Angels, it's Mike Trout. And this list could be endless, but I think the point is pretty well driven home. Now, this doesn't mean that if you're not one of the best on the team that you can't be a leader. The point is that if you want more opportunities to be put in a leadership position, developing your skills and abilities so you can then lead by example and do all the other things that we've talked about are really going to put you in a position to do so. Number 6, improve your communication skills. Communication is vital to any sport. And if there's any member of a team that needs to have their communication on point, it's the leaders. It's incredibly hard to lead a group of people through adversity, to overcome challenges, or to even motivate the individuals around you if you struggle with communication. Being a great communicator allows you to make it very clear about what you want the team to accomplish, as well as you to be able to tell them what you expect of yourself to be able to do to accomplish that. Communication, of course, is closely tied to that point on awareness, because at the end of the day, it's very hard to know what to say if you don't at least have a baseline understanding of the people that you're talking to. And so at this point, you really start to see how a lot of these ways that you can become a better leader really start to relate to one another. And if you improve in one area, that's only going to put you in a better position to improve in another area as well. If you've gotten value from this video, make sure to hit that subscribe button for me right now to make sure that you don't miss any future videos. All right, the 7th and final way that any athlete can learn how to become a better leader is to learn how to motivate. As I've mentioned before, your position as the leader on the team means that when the team runs into a rough patch or they start to encounter some adversity, heads are going to start to look to you. Working on your ability to motivate others should absolutely be a top priority for you if you want to be a leader, because motivation skills and your ability to motivate those around you can not only be the difference between winning and losing, but it's also going to push those people around you to become better every single day. And that is a true hallmark of what makes a great leader, that the people around them get better. Now, motivation is obviously a big concept. And if you want me to do an entire video on how leaders can utilize and become better motivators, leave me a comment in the description and I'll absolutely get that video made for you. All right, so there you have it. There are 7 ways that any athlete can work to become a better leader. Because remember, leadership is a skill just like any other skill. And with enough time, energy, and effort, anybody can learn to become a better leader. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to hit that thumbs up. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button. And if you haven't already, make sure that you get over there to trainwithperk.com/free guide. Get that 100% free guide to help you better prepare for your next big moment. I think it's really going to help. I'll see you next week.